A lot of negative things about a new HBO Max show, or excuse me, pardon, not HBO Max, Max. I don't want to be thrown in jail for using the wrong nomenclature there. I heard a lot of buzz about this new Max show called The Idol being a super stinker. The show's got like a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes and low scores across the board from pretty much anyone with eyeballs. And to me, it just didn't seem like an entertainingly bad show. I watched the trailer and it just looked like a snooze fest, and then I looked at the official poster and it just looks like the woman's wearing an actual orange rind for a dress. It looks CGI'd, so I thought the main complaint was going to be that it's low budget or poorly put together, but apparently that's not the case. So I read a few of the reviews and I watched a few reviews as well, and everything people were talking about actually did make it sound fun bad. So I decided to do what I love to do. I dove into the septic tank, fucking cannonballed into the deep end in order to swim around in the sewage, just to see if it was fun bad. And now Ace reporter Charles is here on the front lines to give you the verdict after watching 2 episodes. It's sometimes fun bad, but mostly just bad bad. The reviews led me to believe that there was a menu here that was serving something entertaining. So I came into the restaurant and I ordered the poop, but I got served the pee. There is occasionally moments where I get what I was hoping to order, which is entertainingly bad moments and content, but 9 times out of 10 what I'm getting with the show, at least through the first 2 episodes, is just a big fucking plate of nothing. It's just boredom, empty calories. I'm going to get into it deeply here in just a moment, but just to give you a little context for the production, it was apparently already plagued by controversy before the first episode even aired. There was a lot of behind-the-scenes drama and a lot of like really turbulent changes and a lot of shit going on. So a lot of people already wrote off the show and put it 6 feet under, put the tombstone on top of it before it even aired, just because of all of this drama that was happening behind the scenes. They thought there was no way that it would actually come out and be decent. But I'm not here to really talk about all of that stuff behind the scenes because I went into this show blind, not knowing any of it, and it's still bad. So let's dive in. Episode 1. Now, this is where I'm immediately talking about the show just being like eating fucking styrofoam where you get nothing out of it for a long time. For the first 40 minutes, unless you're really just like, awooga, awooga, titties, there's not a whole lot of like interesting things happening. Now, I mention boobies here because within the first 5 minutes, they're immediately going into just showing you tits, and it even becomes a plot point. A plot point that they kind of harp on for a good chunk of screen time, actually, where the main character Jocelyn's doing a photo shoot, and then she just, derobes herself to show full bare breasts, and she just wants to let those honkers go bonkers, but there's an intimacy coordinator on set who's telling her she can't do that because it hasn't been approved by the intimacy board, the executive branch of booby coordinators, and they get mad at him for trying to put the kibosh on that because she wants to just let it all hang out. And he's saying, no, we really need approval. It's how these things go. And he's just doing his job. And he's being framed as a villain here. Like, the main character, Jocelyn's getting mad at him. Her staff is getting mad at him. Eventually, they just try and, like, scheme on how to get him out of the equation. So they lock him in a bathroom. So I just found that pretty interesting that its first major plot point, I suppose, is just titties. Like just underlined titties. How are we going to get people hooked on our show? Obviously, the tried and true method. We're going fucking caveman brain. Show them the milkers. And that's the whole first part there, really. Like, that's actually the first instance of conflict or anything, really, exposition, which was an interesting idea, an interesting call to make. But yeah, like I said, if you're not just going into this for softcore porn reasons and, like, your eyes popping out of your sockets like a cartoon character when you see titties, I just really don't think there's a whole lot to get invested in within the first 40 minutes of episode 1. Now, to quickly blast you here with the cliff notes, episode 1 focuses mainly on our main character Jocelyn, who is a massive pop star, but has recently fallen on hard times due to some tragic events that have happened in her life. She's had some very tragic things happen, like the loss of her mother, and they keep mentioning that she had a psychotic breakdown at one point, and 2, she just recently had one of her pictures leak. And it's not a picture that you'd necessarily be hanging on your refrigerator. It's not exactly a good photo. It's a picture with cum on her face. So she got glazed, and the picture surfaced online through a leak, and it became the #1 talked about thing in the world. So people are making fun of her, and everyone's talking about, Jocelyn, the mega pop star, all cummy faced now. So now she's tackling that stress on top of the stress she's already experiencing through everything she's been through. And she now has a single coming out for the first time in a year, and she's not super proud of it. Everyone's encouraging her that it's an amazing song, but she herself is a little on the fence about the real quality of it. That's kind of the first half in a nutshell. They were also playing a little game of keep away with Jocelyn's phone, so that way she wouldn't see the cum face picture and find out that it leaked and she's been trending online all day. And eventually she does find out, they do tell her, and she takes it like a champ. She says, it could be worse. And she's not wrong. It could have been worse. That could have been like a full-blown goatsy situation, right? So she takes it on the chin, and then right after that decides that she wants to go to a club. So her and her friends go to a club where she meets The Weeknd, Tedros. So Tedros is the owner of the club that she attends, and as he's, playing music, he calls her out. He's like, holy shit, that's Jocelyn! We've got to dance. So they dance, and then immediately fall in love, basically. They start grinding, they go to a stairwell where they're about to do a little canoodling, but then one of Jocelyn's friends, who's also her assistant, it kind of kills the mood, but they still got close. They exchanged contact information like it was a goddamn car accident, and they go their separate ways. The following night, Jocelyn is talking to her best friend / assistant, and says that she wants to bring Tedros over, and so she does. And now finally, after 45 grueling minutes, we get to the part where it gets fun bad, entertainingly stinky. We spent 45 minutes on the fucking Oregon Trail here going through all kinds of, unpleasantries, and now we're finally to a point where we can put a smile on our face. Before going into it, I would like to say that I'm actually surprised now, after watching the first 45 minutes, at how low the ratings are for it. Even though I found it uninteresting, I didn't find it to be like the most horrible show ever, like a lot of the reviews would have you believe. The cinematography is actually pretty good. It's shot well. Like, the show is well made. The biggest problem with the show is that it's uninteresting, and it's focusing on the worst parts of its narrative. It's focusing on the most unlikable parts of what the show is crafting. So it's putting all of the focus in the wrong areas, which I imagine most people are just tuning out for. So they just don't have any investment in it, and it makes it hard to actually care about what's going on. But as a show, I don't even think it's that horrible, like as bad as the reviews are making it seem. It's just fucking boring. That's by far its biggest sin for the first 45 minutes. But now, we get to Tedros coming into the equation. So he shows up to her house, and I can't show you the clip, but I will show you a screenshot. Tedros walks up to this house like he's the goddamn Terminator. Look at the atmosphere here. It's like a scene out of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, this shit is like when SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs went to the cemetery to get the #1 drink hat. Like, it is haunting. I don't know why he shows up like this. He's got a fucking trench coat on. He's like an assassin out of John Wick. Like, it is wild that he rolls up like this. And he goes into the house, too, with this same energy. Now, I had to take that picture with my phone because on Netflix you can't do like a screen cap, or at least I don't know how. I'm too fucking stupid, I guess. But basically, the doors swing open, and they're really like squeaky doors, like something out of a horror movie. And he's like the fucking Undertaker. He just like slowly walks up, and he continues that persona, like this haunting presence, even once he gets to the house. It is so weird. So much so that the assistant, Jocelyn's assistant, is like, oh, this guy's got weird vibes. So she's clearly like a little perturbed by it as well. And he just keeps it going. It's like a 5 or 6 minute scene of him rolling up and going into the house where he's like creepily playing the piano while looking at Jocelyn's assistant like dead in the eyes, staring a hole through her fucking soul. And then he pours himself a drink, and then he's like checking his teeth in the mirror, licking himself, playing around with his trench coat, and then he starts sniffing her pillows, just actually taking a huge huff of the fumes from her pillows. It's so goofy, like beautifully goofy. Now, while he's doing all of this, Jocelyn's getting ready because she's very excited to have sex with him. And then she goes, meets him, and then wants to show Tedros her song. She wants an honest opinion and says that he's enough of an asshole to be honest with her. So she plays the song for him, and he says he likes it, but he doesn't believe her. To which she's like, what do you mean? That doesn't make sense. What do you mean you don't believe me? He says he doesn't believe that she knows how to fuck. So we're getting very 50 Shades of Grey here. That gave me the same tingles as the 50 Shades of Grey movie when Christian says, I don't make love, I fuck. It's so skin-crawlingly cringe. So he's like, I don't believe you know how to fuck. And she's like, I know how to fuck. And then he like takes her robe off, and I shit you not, wraps the robe around her head and then ties it around her neck. So it's like a manhunt fatality. So he's got the robe over like a paper bag that he's trying to like strangle her with, basically. And then he gets out a knife and he's like, don't panic, I know you heard the knife. And then he's like, open your mouth. And then he cuts a hole for her mouth so she can breathe. It's so fucking silly. And then the episode concludes with, after cutting the hole in the mouth, he says, now you can sing. It's super silly, and I neglected to mention a very important point with an ice cube that happens right before Tedros puts the robe over her head like he's about to waterboard her. He takes an ice cube, and he like runs it down her leg and onto her like pussy and all that. And that ice cube is actually a major supporting character, believe it or not. Well, not like that single ice cube, it melted, God rest its soul, rest in peace. But ice cubes in general. Because she became so inspired by that sexual experience in the ice cubes that it kind of become her vessel to tap into her more creative side. So the single she's releasing is about sex. Like, it's about being a freak, getting real grimy. And when he said that he didn't believe her in the song because her vocals didn't convey that she knew how to be a freak and have sex, the ice cube brings out that freak side of her, I guess. In the next episode, she does a remix of that song because she said, you know what, the previous one wasn't me, this one's more me, and she plays it for her whole team to get their opinions. And the song just actually sounds like porn. Like, the entire intro is just moaning and deep breathing and shit like that. It sounds like you just walked in on somebody in the masturbatorium going crazy. So her staff wasn't super thrilled because it just sounds like they're listening to porn. And she gets so upset that she goes back to try and remix it. And in order to get back in the zone of being a sexual expert, she has a glass of ice cubes nearby that she keeps taking from and rubbing on her vagina and then like squeezing at her neck in order to get back into that moaning sexual zone, which I thought was so silly. Like that made me giggle a lot. So this is when the show's at its best in terms of like entertainingly fun bad shit. Like having to kegel some ice cubes in order to do enough deep breathing on your track in order for it to sound sexually stimulating enough. What a brilliant idea. Now, episode 2 reveals like the deeper plot elements here. Tedros was already kind of framed as someone who's probably going to be a bit shady in the grand scheme of things, and episode 2 drives it home. It turns out Tedros has a label of his own, and pretty much everyone from that club is in on it, and it seems, it's leading audience to believe that Tedros is getting close to Jocelyn for his own selfish gain as well as the gain of his label. So big plot twist moment was one of Jocelyn's dancers, whom is also one of her friends, is part of Tedros's friend group. And they actively fuck, and this whole thing was actually a setup. So that's episode 2. Tedros gets even closer to Jocelyn and eventually floats the idea of moving into her house, which she's all on board with. Meanwhile, Jocelyn's best friend is getting a little fishy once she learns that Tedros owns this label. She's starting to connect dots that this might not exactly be the most trustworthy person. Now, that's all of the plot shit. It kind of interesting, I will say. Like, I think that's an interesting narrative play. However, once again, I think they just focus on the most boring parts in the episode. But this one had a lot of fun bad moments, at least sporadically placed throughout. It feels like this show wants to be 50 Shades of Grey, like great value version, like diet 50 Shades of Grey. So it has these really weird moments, like genuinely just like baffling moments where Tedros and Jocelyn are about to fuck. And she's like, put that bathrobe over me again, or put the robe over my face again. So he like blindfolds her with the bathrobe thing. And then she starts like getting ready to fuck, but then Tedros goes behind a chair and he just starts instructing her like a drill sergeant. And it goes on for like 3 or 4 minutes, probably more than that, probably closer to like 5 or 6 minutes of him just giving her orders for things to do. So he's like, show me those titties. and I'll move the titties around. And then I shit you not, he even says, imagine my cock in your throat, and now you're choking on it. And now you're spreading your little pussy. It's so weird. So the weekend, Tedros keeps saying these things to her, and she's like mimicking it in front of him like it's a stage play. And it just goes on for so long. And then one of his friends that he brought over is watching in the mirror, and she starts doing the same thing. So Tedros is like a fucking sexual savant shaman. Like he's like fucking mind controlling women around him just by existing. So yeah, that's some good goofy fun bad shit. There's also a scene where like Tedros is instructing one of his friends how to fuck. So he has like a shock collar on his dick, and he's like, all right, now you need to look like you're ready to fuck that girl. And he's like, no, not good enough. Shocks him. He's like, ah! Like he's like, oh, okay, I'll get more into it. And he's like, no, not good enough. And then says, remember, you're not a human, you're a star. And then fucking shocks his wiener again. So the episode gets fucking crazy. Like it's going hog wild here, but it's all on the stuff that I don't think most people would care about here. Like the softcore porn elements of it. I guess it's not even really softcore porn. It's just like straight up porn where they don't show you most of it. Actually, which is pretty much softcore. Yeah, it's just like all focused on like the sexual parts of it as opposed to the actual interesting narrative bits. Like the whole setup plan, as well as Jocelyn's friend who is now getting in a position where the label's losing trust in Jocelyn, but her friend, who is the dancer, can also sing. And it's looking like they're going to replace Jocelyn with her. And she is the one that's part of Tedros' friend group, so that will benefit Tedros and all of them. Like, there are interesting elements at play, but they don't actually get the spotlight. It's all on the, make your titties bounce for me. Yeah. Good titties bouncing. Good shit. And then spanking her ass and, like, jiggling her butt cheeks. Like, that's not very interesting. That's laughable. Now, there is another section of this episode that I actually thought was very interesting. It's Jocelyn's music video. She's doing a music video for the song, and it's not going well, which is why they're about to replace her with her friend. She just keeps doing the choreography over and over and over again, forcing them to restart. They're many hours over time, way out of schedule, because Jocelyn needs it to be perfect. She's still overcome with grief over the loss of her mother. This is the first music video she's done without her mother being there. And she's breaking down, she's crying, and she's going over the moves so many times that her legs are getting bloody, so they have to keep like fixing that with makeup. And it's actually conveyed in a pretty interesting way. The cinematography is good. Like, it is actually good. And then eventually she gets the perfect take. Everything was like fantastic, exactly what she wanted, but the camera was out of focus. So she had to do it again. And she didn't get it perfectly the 50th time around. So, like, it's actually a very interesting scene. Her staff coming in to try and lift her up, it's not working well. Her staff, you also start to wonder, do they even really care about Jocelyn, or are they just there because it benefits them? Like, all of that's actually kind of interesting, but it is not what the show seems to want to focus on, which I think is such a fucking misfire, and probably why so many people don't actually like the show. Because I don't think many people care to see softcore porn. Like, you just type boobies in on Google and you'll get a million fucking OnlyFans links, right? Like, you're probably not tuning into this to get porn. At least I don't think most people would be. But yeah, once again, the episode does end up being overwhelmingly boring for the most part and uninteresting. Because again, it is focusing on like the worst parts of what the show's offering. But yeah. Oh, another thing. The characters feel really stiff a lot in this episode, even more so than episode 1. Some of these characters that come in here feel like actually phoned in performances. They didn't really care that much, which is kind of odd. I mean, especially for a show of this budget and this prestige. I mean, it's a fucking HBO Max show. So I would think that they'd really make sure all of the acting is fantastic, but there's a lot of times in here where I was like, damn, that just really didn't seem like they cared at all about this whole scene. But anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. It's only 2 episodes. Maybe it really gets better. You know, it really finds its footing in episode 3. I couldn't tell you, but I just wanted to at least give you all an update since I did watch it. And overall, I do think it was a waste of time. Like, I don't think the fun bad moments outweighed the overwhelming boredom or disinterest I had in the show. there's just very few fun, shitty moments that are sprinkled throughout the 2 episodes, and that just really wasn't worth it. So, yeah. The scariest hour of all 24. It's the hour where the hash-slinging slasher will come out and jerk you off too hard if you've been naughty. You thought the 3 a.m. challenge was dead? You thought it was finally safe to sleep with both eyes closed? You thought you didn't have to worry about getting a late-night phone call from a Ouija board while you were coloring in your coloring book? You thought right, that fucking 3 a.m. challenge trend is super dead, but there's still one man, one brave hero, one martyr, still trying to squeeze that last bit of juice out of it, still trying to milk the dried out titties of the 3 a.m. challenge. His name's J-Station, all he makes is shitty 3 a.m. content. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's just where limp-dicked YouTubers just exploit whatever big meme or trend is going on at 3 a.m. Like, don't send a fax to Dame tu cosita at 3 a.m. Don't say Freddy Fazbear's name 3 times into your bathroom mirror while flicking the lights on and off. Don't call Watto at 3 a.m. because he might ask you to pod race. Just stupid shit like that. J-Station's the last one I know of that's still doing it, so let's go ahead and tune into his newest upload.
What the hell? Yo, Jay! God. Oh my god, bro. I swear on everything, that's the doppelganger shit. Swear to God. I swear to God. What the hell? Yo, Jay, I'm telling you, that's the doppelganger. What's up, guys? Back with another 3 a.m. challenge.
Calling ourselves on FaceTime at 3 a.m. Gone wrong. Well, I'm fucking hooked already. What a terrifying concept. I would never FaceTime myself in broad daylight, let alone at 3 a.m. J-Station is a fucking fearless champion of lit savagery.
3 a.m. together, guys. Jordan was here with me on the first day that I FaceTimed myself, and my doppelganger actually came to the house.
Hey Jay, was it you or your doppelganger that got arrested at Disney? I didn't read the story or the reasons why, but when I typed your name on Google when I was trying to find out why your Twitter account got banned, this is the first thing that popped up.
It's rumored if you call yourself at 3 a.m. on FaceTime, your doppelganger, aka your dark twin, will pick up on FaceTime and come for you. This actually works, guys.
No, it doesn't. And what do you mean it's rumored? I've never heard that rumor. Where did you even find that? On the fucking scary ghost story campfire section on the Minecraft forums?
And are gonna FaceTime our own phone numbers at 3 o'clock in the morning, guys. This is gonna be a banger. Let's hit 50,000 likes. The last video got 1.5 million views. Smash the like button right now.
Smash that like button, lit fam. If this video hits 50,000 likes, I'll flex my asshole on video camera at 3 a.m. Never know what might happen there.
Boxes. I could literally make a haunted box fort mansion. I know, that would be so lit, guys. Like, why throw them out? I should definitely make that box fort mansion.
It's gonna be a banger video, bro.
Guys, smash the like button right now if you want to see that video.
Alright, well I think that idea sucks urethra, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave one of these bad boys right here. Bang.
Okay, so he's calling his own number, guys. Nobody call his number. Like, don't ruin his freaking phone number.
Nobody call my number.
I'm freaking scared, dude. It's keeping on ringing. Bro, this is crazy.
Bro, guys, one time I sent an email to myself, my own fucking email address. I got it in my sent folder and my inbox folder. Shit was fucking crazy. Damn, this is wild what we're watching right here. Jesus Christ, J-Station and, J-Station lookalike clone douchebag guy, they're fucking pioneers. This shit is insane, edge of your seat type action.
Are you joking right now? It actually worked?
What the hell, dude?
What the Why?
No.
Yo, I can't believe this is working right now. Oh my god. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Oh baby, all those years of high school drama are really paying off here. Real method actors out here. Fucking watch out, Oscars. They're gonna sweep every category. It's fucking incredible what they've done here with this performance. I feel like I'm watching one of those old, 2008 Joker impression videos where a lot of people in their dorm room are doing Joker impressions poorly. Except this is that times 10.
Please don't come after me, please.
Bro, I don't know what to do.
What are you gonna do? What's my family gonna say now?
Well, luckily I'm not part of your family, so far be it from me to tell you what they're going to say, but if I had to venture a guess, they're probably going to say you're fucking insane and suffering a schizophrenic episode.
Yo, he hung up!
What the hell?
He hung up on me, bro!
Dude, what the hell do we do? I knew this was gonna go wrong, bro.
What do you mean you knew it was gonna go wrong? Isn't this exactly how you would want it to play out? I'm gonna go ahead and suspend my disbelief and pretend to be a fucking brain-dead 4-year-old here and accept that this is real. So at a conceptual level, didn't you want to call and have them answer? I don't think you wanted to call and have absolutely nothing happen. Oh, we're gonna FaceTime our own number at 3 a.m. Oh, they didn't answer. Shit. Well, hey, remember to smash that fucking like button for the try.
Okay, maybe guys, I'll call mine and I'll tell Jordan on the doppelganger world to not come. I'll just tell him we're sorry and try to get him not to actually come. Please.
Shitty tattoos Danny Phantom over here with a bulletproof plan. I'll call the ghost dimension, the doppelganger world, and ask them not to come over, and I'll apologize. The fuck are you apologizing for anyway? Doppelganger world is probably boring as shit. You probably just made their night. Probably sucks over there, especially because they have to be your dumbass doppelgangers. They're probably happy as shit. There's nothing to apologize for.
Yo, dude, we are sorry. Tell Jordan not to come.
Please. Oh my god, Jay.
You call, I get more powerful. More powerful.
What the?
Please tell him not to come.
Get your friends involved.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. Tell him not to come.
Already coming. Jordan is awful.
Oh my god, Jay.
It's too late.
What did I do?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Oh my god.
Wow. I mean, that has to at least be a little embarrassing to film, right? You have to feel some level of shame.
Oh my god. Dude, he hung up the phone. What the hell do we do, bro?
Bro,
We shouldn't have done this, dude.
I was sitting here for a good 2 minutes trying to figure out what those lines are going down the back of his ear. At first I thought it was like bird shit because there's a bird right to the left of it, but that wouldn't make any sense because the bird's not going to shit out of its mouth, and especially not that frequently like that. The only explanation that I came up with that made sense for the tattoo is that the artist must have dozed off while tattooing behind his ear and just made those lines as they were falling asleep.
Yeah, it's still locked, bro. Oh my god! Bro! Where'd he go?
Now that's how you do a jump scare. Poorly. Jump scares are usually pretty shitty, but this one somehow takes the cake of being the worst one. This almost feels like a mic drop on jump scares. Like, I honestly feel like that just killed jump scares across the board. Like, you know how when Gangnam Style got big and your parents started doing it, and then everyone just wanted Gangnam Style to go away? That's what J-Station just did to jump scares.
Should I go on? What the? Dude, what the frick?
I have nothing to say about that. I really fucking like that a lot. Fucking nearly fell over opening the door trying to be like a scary doppelganger guy coming in. I can already look at like his script note. Well, I'm giving way too much credit. They didn't have a script for this clearly because the whole thing is just bro, guys, man, banger, lit. It's the whole dialogue here, but I can already imagine like what they were saying, like how should I open this door? How can I make it scary? Okay, why don't you just just open the door? Oh, okay, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
There's a freaking knife. Oh, that's scissors. It's better than nothing, yo. If he gets through, stab him, bro. Stab him. I know that's me, but you gotta do it.
Why do you have duct tape and scissors on your sink counter? You're up to some weird shit, J-Station. I think the guy we're following behind the camera might actually be the doppelganger.
I'm Jordan.
I don't know who to believe, bro.
That's the doppelganger. That's the doppelganger. Jay, you gotta believe me.
Oh shit, this is quite a pickle Jay finds himself in. Quick, ask him questions only the real Jordan would know. Alright, tough guys, how small is my dick then? Whew, hope you were wearing your diapers, because you definitely needed that. Definitely soiled. Well, there's the 3 a.m. challenge. As you can see, it's still... Every time I sat down to giggle at a Hannah Stocking video is, wow, this girl is not only extremely clever with her comedy, but she's extremely smart. I wish she would teach science. And luckily, it's finally here. Hannah Stocking not only teaches us a little bit of science, but she talks about a subject I don't think enough people are talking about. You need a fucking PhD to understand things as well as Hannah does, especially in the area she's about to cover. The importance of water to the human body.
So the other day I was playing softball, and I may have underestimated the power water has over the human body.
Yeah, but how? Your body is literally fucking programmed to understand the importance of water to it. Now, I understand in certain scenarios, like it's a hot summer's day during football practice and the coach has you running 100-yard dashes while giving them a piggyback ride, and you go into the locker room to smack some ass cheeks and catch a golden shower from the quarterback, and you may get dehydrated because you haven't had water in between the two activities. But that's not because you underestimated the importance of the water. It's you didn't have access to it or it fell to the back of your agenda.
What's up, guys? Yo, can I have some?
What is that? You just dropped the water. Water is for the weak. Water is for toilets. Water is for my little turtle Sam, who actually died last week because he's weak.
Hannah, you should drink water. It's hot outside.
You're not gonna drink that, are you?
What kind of psychopath friend is that? Get that water out of my face, nerd. You're not gonna actually drink that shit, are you? You're gonna look mad fucking weak if you drink that water. If you're so thirsty, why don't you snort coke out of my asshole instead?
What did the water ever do to you?
Far be it from me to question the unorthodox methods of the master science professor Hannah Stocking, but I do think she showed up to class a little drunk for today's lecture. She's moving around like she's out of her mind inebriated. I've never seen so much animation or slow talking when reading the cue cards for the script here. I wish my professors acted like fucking Jack Sparrow every time they came to class, all wobbly and woobling around and shit. It's pretty fucking odd here, Hannah. I think you need some water.
Hey, yo, Evelyn! Let me get one of those, You need a water?
I bet you're glad you didn't have that water, huh? To slow you down.
What?
Yo, Hannah, are you cool?
I'm cool, man. I'm not thirsty at all, man.
Okay, then heck yeah!
Hannah, you're supposed to hit the ball.
Classic comedy, of course. The comedy stylings of Hannah Stocking never disappoint. This is less of a sketch about not understanding the importance of water and more of having a sociopathic friend. Hannah clearly understands the importance of water during the softball game, constantly trying to get water, but then her friend is literally slapping that shit out of her hand. This is more about having a bad friend that is actively trying to kill you.
Thirst is the most prominent symptom of dehydration.
You don't say.
With thirst, you'll experience dryness of the mouth, a decrease in producing saliva, and a good old-fashioned difficulty of swallowing.
How dumb do you think your audience is, Hannah, that you have to explain thirst to them? I'm pretty sure every human being on this planet has been thirsty at one point or another. I don't know if we really needed to cover these slides in this lecture here. Who needed a PSA that water is important for your body?
It's been an old health expert saying to drink 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day. The aliens are here.
Yo, Hannah, everything I said was super wrong. You look terrible. You need water.
Hannah, you should have had more water.
Yeah, the whales in the sky, nobody sees that. Just me.
Oh, somebody ordered water?
Hannah Stocking is a goddamn pioneer, an innovator, able to effortlessly weave in this side-splitting comedy into a very important lesson. And I think it's safe to say we're all going to walk away from this video having much more knowledge as to the importance of water now. So thank you, Hannah, for your service. Thank you for this science lesson. I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across something exceptionally stupid. It's called Dinner in the Sky. You and 21 of your wealthy friends hop on this magic carpet micro dining room and a crane lifts you into the air, so that way you can feel superior as you eat over us troglodytes that still eat our meals on the ground. This looks like something straight out of the 90s where there was that trend to extremify the most mundane tasks. Extreme shuffleboard. This time you're fighting for your life. They take away the fucking oxygen tank from the old people playing. Whoever wins gets it back. Just dumb shit like that. Dinner in the Sky. From the visionaries behind reading your favorite book in a volcano. You bring your favorite book. They'll bring the harness. Lower you down over the lava and you can just read your book over there nice and peaceful. Just something stupid like that. Just what the fuck is next for these innovators? The double wide toilet? A regular toilet, but the right side hangs off about 5 feet to the right so that way you can piss into it and not have to lift up the toilet seat. Just what unnecessary task are they going to invent next? This is like some stupid shit I would come up with right next to the mechanical porta potty idea I have, where you take a normal porta potty and you turn it turbo, turn it into a fucking mechanical bull. You go in there and it just starts having all these hydraulic things going off, just shaking you around. You gotta try and get all your shit and all your bodily waste inside the porta potty and not get absolutely covered in the filth. I don't think that idea is going to come to fruition anytime soon, but I'll try pitching it to the Dinner in the Sky guys. Maybe they'll pick up on it. But speaking of shitting and pissing, what do these people do once they're in the air? God forbid if they have to use the bathroom. Do they just have a fucking secret lever they pull and the bottom of their seat blasts off like an ejection seat in a James Bond movie? Then they just drop steaming loafs and just urinate on the poor souls below them operating the crane? I feel like that's a detail I should probably explain. But overall, just the concept in and of itself is absolutely ridiculous, and I can't imagine this being a very popular thing. I just can't imagine anyone going, no, Ruth, you put those dentures back in, and we got a dinner in the sky hootenanny tonight at 8. No, we're not going to be late. This is an emergency. We got to get out the door right now. Come on, we're leaving. Come on, no, we're going now. I just can't imagine anyone being excited about it or wanting to do it, really. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I just wanted to point out how dumb this was. I see, because it's not just a man that looks back at me. I see a game show host. I created the ultimate trivia experience, and I don't mean that boring who was the second US president garbage. This isn't your grandmother's floppy titty trivia challenge. I'm talking a full throttle, high octane, brain busting, nut busting trivia apocalypse. So that's what you're about to see. We brought in 4 celebrities to compete in this bloodbath. Rob Gronkowski, Glenn, Chris, and Gordy, with 4 Gronkowski family members, and they damn near left in coffins after this one here. It was truly a hard-fought competition. You don't have to know shit about sports for my trivia game, by the way, so don't worry about that. But I'm not going to show you the entire thing here. If you want to see more from this and just a ton of other content from the Gronk family, they launched their own YouTube channel called The Gronks, which I'll link in the description below, so if you're interested, definitely check them out. The rules of this war were simple. I ask trivia questions. Whoever gets the least amount of them correct has to shave their head with the manscaped razor that I actively shave my ball sack and taint with. So, the stakes were high. What is the name of the 1999 action movie depicting Brendan Fraser fighting a mummy? I'll address the elephant in the room. Yes, I look absolutely stunning in this tuxedo, but it's not mine. It belongs to Matt, who's 6'4", so it was a little roomy on my 5'6" frame. It looks like a child went into his father's closet and started trying on clothes, but I think I filled it out pretty nicely with my bulging muscularity. Also, I recognize that the quality of the filming isn't optimal. It's not great. It looks like I'm some kind of hostage in a negotiation situation or something, but nothing I can do about it now. If it helps, it's also my favorite movie.
Trick question. Because the answer is in the question, I feel like.
Oh, you might be onto it.
I'm switching it.
That's it. Well,
I'm switching it.
Mummies.
The Mummy, yeah.
The Mummy.
Yeah, The Mummy.
Yes.
Oh, I'm switching it after you gave me the clue.
I got it.
I switched it after you gave me the clue.
Wait, I gotta see. I put mummified. Can I get half a point?
That's fucking terrible. That's disgusting.
I went from Frankenstein to the Mummy.
Oh. You're gonna need to tell me what the fragrance is. Don't turn it around. It's a bit pungent, yeah?
Oh, I know. I know.
It's a smell you can't forget.
Really?
Smells like fire.
You're not supposed to tell us. Oh, burn a nose hair.
Really? Is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
I do. Smells delicious.
That's what I said. It smells like raw sewage. All right, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I had no clue there. I just put vanilla.
No, that's not even close.
I didn't know it.
All right, I'll give the answer to everyone. This is Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
Yes.
Ferratro, you didn't spell that
I just didn't know
correctly.
how to spell her last name correctly.
Are you gonna show your answer?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. This is a man who knows his way around a fine vagina right here.
Yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
Yeah.
That's a point to Rob.
I saw the other day that she came out with a candle that smelled like her private area, so I knew that candle had to be it.
It smells just like
no
that.
other choice.
I gotta
There
tell
was
you,
no other choice.
maybe you'll accept my answer then, Charlie.
What did you
All
write?
right.
I wrote that it smelled like nothing, fresh air, and I do like that. That's what my ladies, private smell like.
Wow.
That is deep.
That is deep.
That's pretty romantic.
Charlie, does that count?
Well, I like when they smell like vanilla.
That's ridiculous. I think it smells just like it. Like if you put like an old shoe like in a toilet for a while and just let it sit. I actually collect it. I actually have her.
What's that one then?
Her orgasm.
I want to smell that.
Yeah, well, I'll pass it around.
Yeah.
I'll share it with the class.
How many of these do you have?
She only released 2 so far.
Not bad.
That one I actually thought smelled great.
Yeah, that one does.
That smells like pure
Yeah,
ecstasy.
that one does have that one has a scent to it.
Really? Wow.
Wow, I want to bang now.
All right, boys, we're gonna go in a different direction on this. This one's gonna be tough.
I can't believe I
This is
got
gonna be
that.
a tough one. Who is the Higgs boson particle named after? Is it Higgs boson,
That's gonna right too.
Peter Higgs, Higgs Felton, or Charles White?
Is that your last name?
Yeah. A little musical theory here. What musical note is this? What do we got, boys?
Is there like an A, B, C, or D for this?
Nope.
one? Oh.
But we're talking like C sharp, C
Okay,
major.
that's what my next question was. Like, was it alto or is it like that? Okay.
All right, I got it.
Perhaps
I got
there's
it.
a trill on the end, maybe.
I got it.
Hold on, I gotta think.
Can you do it again?
It sounded different that time.
No, it's the same note.
Did I hit it?
It was close, yeah. It was like an A flat.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, we'll start with you. What do you got?
I put A sharp.
We'll go down the line and then I'll reveal
right.
the note. What do you got?
I put C because I took their advice on the last answer. You just choose C when you don't know. And I put C minor.
A C minor. That's very interesting. Yes. Okay. Next.
I wrote whatever note is the highest.
That's incorrect.
I don't know what the highest is, but we'll go down.
Somehow I also wrote A sharp.
No way.
Boys, I have no fucking idea. I don't know musical theory at all. We can just neutralize that one, give everyone a point.
I just wrote
So we were all right.
Yeah, everyone's right.
We're either all right or all wrong.
Yeah, you can just plus one across the board. It doesn't
Perfect.
matter.
All right.
Yeah. All right, this question's a little full throttle here. We're going nuts to butts on this one. In 2011, this football player caught 17 touchdowns, setting a new record for his position.
That guy sucks now. Rob the slob on your knob.
We'll take it.
All right.
We'll take it. That's
Yeah,
the one.
I didn't know how to spell his last name, so I just wrote the Bucks backup tight end.
I feel like this one's going to stump most of you boys here. I don't know if this is the kind of literature you'd be reading, but we'll try anyway. This is going to be an excerpt from a very popular book.
Well, I can already tell you. Oh, actually, okay.
Well, you haven't heard the book
Yeah.
yet?
I actually might know what I'm.
I think I know it too.
All right. Show me how you pleasure yourself. Suddenly he sits up and tugs my panties off and throws them on the floor.
Yeah.
Pulling off his boxer briefs, his erection springs free. Holy cow. What do we think, boys?
No cheating.
Oh my gosh, I know the book and I don't remember the exact
I'm
title.
not sure what.
It's a very important book. It's up there with the Bible. Yeah,
Oh, I remember the
It's a
release.
bestseller, right?
yeah, it was up there.
It was a New York Times bestseller.
So I was just thinking New York Times bestseller, Growing Up Gronk, quote from Rob.
I don't think so. It might be in
That's a
there.
good guess, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't it?
There was quotes
It
like
wasn't-
that, but
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
no.
That's not it.
That's gonna be in Growing Up Gronk. I took my pants off. I have an erection. Holy cow!
Wait, it was an excerpt.
Why
I thought it was
not?
an.
Hey,
I thought it was an.
I don't read
excerpt
books,
in it.
so I never read it.
Oh yeah, that's
So
true.
I thought it was a good guess.
Yeah.
I know the book.
I know it was all over. I thought that's what it was.
It's the book that girl wrote about wanting to bang Rob.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! I was close.
Wow. Is that Spiking Gronk?
No, I can't remember the name.
Wow. What's the name of it again?
It's. I mean, that's not the book either. Jesus,
on, I
how many
gotta
books?
guess.
Oh, it's not?
No, how many books are written about fucking you?
Oh, never
What
mind.
the- Jesus.
Now let me tell you.
that wasn't
Now let me tell you, but we're gonna have to
didn't
sit
know
down
that.
for a
Wait.
couple days.
Can we all get new guesses then? Because we all
Yeah,
thought
Oh,
it
I
was that.
might have gotten it right. I have a
okay.
totally different guess.
I have a new guess now.
Wait,
though.
I forgot what
It's
that
not
book was called though. How to Spike Gronk or something? I don't know. But I put 50 Shades of Grey.
That's
Wow. I was gonna say you're gonna be the last person to get it right because you haven't read a book since middle school, I think. A Gronking to Remember. Because
Yeah, Gronk to Remember.
Is that
That's
what that
it.
was?
That's the book
That was the book.
Chris is talking about.
That's because you're having good questions because you asked one with Rob's record.
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
we kind of thought it was another
Gave you like a
book
little red
by
herring.
Rob.
But he didn't even realize that it wasn't.
I didn't even know Rob could read.
Yeah.
He read that book on national TV.
This obese man lives in isolation in a cold environment. He monitors behavior of kids and rewards the good ones. Who is he?
Say that again. Say that again.
It's an obese man
I got it now.
who lives in isolation in a cold environment, and he monitors the behavior of kids and rewards the good ones?
This is actually a tough one.
Wow.
I wrote the creator Papa Gronk.
That's what I was thinking of at first. Santa Claus.
All right. Highest grossing movie, 1997. It's a story by James Cameron. It's named after a boat that sank a long time ago, over 100 years.
So what's the question?
What movie?
Oh, okay. I have 1 point to risk.
You know, I kind of do have a bush right now, so I don't mind losing, so I can shave it.
You shaving
Because
your
that's
head?
what Manscaped is for.
Yeah, you
shave
can
your bush.
You can shave your balls all you want. The punishment's shaving the head with my ball shaver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless you want me to like drop my cock on your head or something, bro. it's a punishment, man.
I mean,
Yeah, I do.
Let's see who the winner is.
and I know they're not going to be scared. They're going to go for it.
So you think you have a chance? With
Right.
minus
I
7.
have them right in the perfect spot where I want to be.
What year was my dad born?
I know it.
Let me calculate some calculations. If you're 25.
It could be anything. Still.
Yeah.
Let's.
I still got my same answer.
So do
Yeah.
I.
We ready then, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with you, Rob. What'd you put?
1963.
That's not bad. What do you got?
So, hey, you lied to me. Did you change your answer?
Yeah, I changed it.
Then you can go with yours, Glenn.
I put March 9th, 1960. I put March 9th because I did 30 days each month. So January 30 days, February 30 days, plus 9 days. So 69 days in 1960.
Whoa.
Wow. Exact guess. So huge mega bonus points.
Yeah, it's not right, but that was massive.
Oh, you.
So you said something about a car, and I thought Ford F-150s.
Okay.
So I went with 1950.
That's pretty good. It's not right, but you're in the right ballpark. What'd you put?
Wow. That'd be.
I mean, I went with the obvious
That's a
one.
good guess.
And I put 1969.
Oh, that's what I.
That's way off. All right, so the correct
51 years old.
the correct
Hold on.
answer.
Is it who's closest gets the
Yeah,
point?
it's gonna be who's closest.
Oh my God! Yep. Wow. No way.
So.
Come on. These are all, wait, can you go over, or is it like The Price is Right, where if you're over, you don't get it?
If you're over it, well,
You didn't tell us the rules.
that's the surprise, baby. You got to stay on your toes.
That is a surprise.
Okay.
Wait, so what's the
I
first
feel
rule?
like
Is
I
it
got
like Price
this.
is Right, and if you're over, it doesn't count, or is it just whoever's closer?
What do you think? Price is Right style?
Because no one put exact days like me.
Over's kind of cheating.
Okay.
So although Gordy got the closest in the final round, it wasn't enough to squeak out a victory. He came in last place by a sizable margin. In fact, Rob actually took home the gold. Also, Manscaped donated $5,000 to the Testicular Cancer Society during this trivia tournament, so I just wanted to say thanks because I thought that was very nice of them. The stylist has got you, don't worry.
All right. The cool thing is I don't even have a mirror to look into, so when I see it, I'm probably going to be really
You
thrilled.
sell them, you don't have any?
You're going to be very happy.
And Gord, you're looking fantastic. Make sure you never wear a hat.
And make sure you study your trivia.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm
It'll be-
definitely.
It's getting negative
You're
points.
looking
was
great.
very
I don't know if the
unimpressive.
haircut, when I look in the mirror, if it's really that smooth, like you guys are telling me, and
I think
because that.
I'm sure most of you probably didn't even know this came out. I didn't know. My parents told me that it was actually released. We talked about it on stream last week or something. Basically, Netflix threw a desperate Hail Mary. They did a real-life Squid Game in the same vein as Mr. Beast, but did it so much worse and cheesier. So it's out. They're way too late to this trend. Like, this is way tardy to the party. This would be like if they made a reality TV show about the best fidget spinner. Like, it's, I think, missed the mark entirely on, like, hitting while the iron's hot. And my parents and I watched the first episode tonight. It fucking sucks. So they use, like, real people. It was an open casting call. People signed up. They go here and they play the Squid Games in real life. It's terrible. Like, if they had just played the games and made a show out of it, it'd be whatever, it'd be forgettable, but I guess mindless popcorn entertainment for a game show. They don't. They try and interject drama into it, a la the actual show, and it falls so flat. So it really feels like they instructed all the people to be as fake and over the top as possible. So, where do I even begin? So they do interviews with all the people. Well, not all the people, a lot of the people. And every single one of them has to have their own quirky personality. So there's one guy who's like, sympathy is a weakness. Like, he's speaking like an anime character. And it's right before red light, green light. Spoilers, he makes it through red light, green light. And then he's like, yeah, I'm pretty confident. God made me this way. Why would I want to be anybody else? You know, people go through struggles, but I don't complain about it. You go through struggles that I went through. The difference between you and me is I'm not whining. Like, that kind of shit, it's fucking terrible. Like, it is insufferable. And it's clear that these people are instructed to say things like this, to be abrasive, to be over the top. Like, a girl was doing an interview and she's like, my name actually means all-knowing, which is accurate because I can see the future. And then she kind of goes in on that a little bit. Like, it's clear they are trying very hard to put some kind of personality into just this very vapid concept of just doing the Squid Games IRL. It's fucking awful. My parents and I ended up just making fun of it the entire time. And it is so phony. I think most of it is scripted. Like, I really do. I think the vast majority of what was filmed here had to be scripted to some level. Because there's like this test where after red light, green light, they take two people that just happen to be in the kitchen peeling carrots together and, chit-chatting. And they're like, you two, you have the choice. Give one player an advantage in the next game or eliminate somebody. And it's like this crescendo of music. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Are they gonna execute somebody? Oh my god. It's the biggest decision of their life. So then they're like debating the morality back and forth as they're peeling carrots, and they're like, they do like 15 different YouTuber thumbnail faces. And like 45 different camera cuts. Eventually they decide to eliminate somebody. And the person they eliminate is number 200. And what's special about number 200 is they had given him his own little brief character arc like 45 seconds before where he's like, hey, my name's, I think his name was Mati, I think. And he's like, I just want to make a lot of friends here. I want to meet people. I want to have a lot of fun, maybe get a good group together and just meet everyone. And then 45 seconds later, the test was they choose to eliminate him. And I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. When they eliminate him, they make a big announcement. The testers have decided to eliminate contestant, and then they spend about a full minute like flipping through numbers to build suspense, and all the people are instructed to be like on edge as possible. So you have people like literally crying, and then they say 200 is eliminated. And I shit you not, the entire bunk bed dormitory erupts into like hysteric fits of crying. Like, there's one guy who starts jumping up and down going, no! No! For a stranger they don't even know. Like, they don't know this guy. It's a totally fucking random guy that just got eliminated. He never even met him. And the whole dormitory is doing this. They start hugging him. They start crying. Then they do a post-game interview with him, and he's like, I wanted to win this. My family needs a better life. This was all for my family, and now I'm gone. Like, it's all so fake. It's so bad. It's so terrible. And that's just episode 1. Like, oh my god. I thought it was just going to be like a forgettable throwaway Squid Game, parody-ish. Well, not parody. They just do the Squid Game. But holy fuck. Netflix went hog wild with making it as insufferable as possible. It combines every single awful trope about game shows and rolls it into a Squid Game skin. Jesus Christ, it's bad. It's so bad. Almost ruined my whole Thanksgiving. Oh, and I hate the way it's edited, too. When they're playing red light, green light, it is impossible to keep up with anything happening, because they'll, like, jump forward in time and then jump backwards sometimes. So people that are, like, running and then they stop, like, they'll just get fully eliminated, because what actually happened is they actually were moving 30 seconds in the future, but they showed that clip after they were eliminated. Like, it's all over the place. It is a fucking mess. Oh my god, I hate it. I hated it. I couldn't imagine watching all 5 episodes. And then, of course, they had to instruct the people to pretend like they don't know what's coming, so when Game 2 happens to be the cookie thing, they're all caught off guard, like, what is this? No, wait, you don't want the umbrella, because you see the umbrella has some very hard to follow points to it, that you don't want that. Oh no! How could this happen? You think it was done on the cheap? No! That's what my dad and I were so surprised with. They spent oodles of doubloons to produce this. The sets are incredible. They matched everything 1-to-1. This is a very expensive game show they put on. And fuck, it sucks. It only gets worse. Yeah, I just don't think I can stomach more of it. It's not even fun bad. Like, I'm kind of making it sound more fun bad than it was. It was miserable. It was, like, I couldn't even look at the screen half the time. Like, with the shit that was going on, it was so phony baloney. Why did they copy? It was to try and capitalize off the success of Squid Game, but it's so late to it that nobody cares anymore. Plus, every YouTuber ever already did it. Oh, yeah, sorry. So that was all a prerequisite to this here. The contestants, who again were, like, normal people that were instructed to act a certain way during the interviews, I believe, they are now claiming that they suffered injuries from it, so hypothermia and nerve damage. And after watching episode 1, I can kind of see how they might have had that happen. Hypothermia, no clue. But nerve damage, a lot of the contestants in the first game adopted this strategy where they would sprint really fast and then dive. Like, just full-on dolphin dive like it's Call of Duty, and just eat shit. Literally just eat shit and, like, penguin slide on the ground as they're skidding across it in order to, like, stop moving entirely. So I bet there were some real injuries here with people trying some ridiculous strategies. Thanks to Tier 1 sausage. But as for the hypothermia, don't know where that comes from yet. Maybe the dormitory wasn't kept at a proper temperature. I really don't know. A British personal injuries law firm is representing 2 unnamed players who say they suffered hypothermia and nerve damage while shooting in cold conditions in the UK. Oh, the contestants' allegations concern their experience shooting the show's opening game, Red Light, Green Light. Wait, that's the one I was just talking about. Fire. Yeah, I imagine that's where most of the injuries would have come from. People were going crazy on their strategies there. Those tactics were nuts. The game was filmed at Cardington Studios, a former Royal Air Force base in Bedford, during a cold snap in Britain, and Netflix confirmed at the time that 3 of the 456 players required medical attention. Express Solicitors, which specializes in no-win, no-fee claims, said its clients risked their health by having to stay motionless for long periods during the shoot as they attempted to stay in the competition. Wait, what do you mean for long periods? There was a 5-minute time limit, unless, of course, that was all fake too, which it probably was. That just reminded me, another thing during the Red Light, Green Light, they try so hard to interject drama into this fucking show. There is a girl who, during Red Light, Green Light, stops in, like, a squatted position, and then they interview her, so that she's giving her inner monologue, and she's like, I can't believe I stopped squatted, what was I thinking? I don't know if I can hold on long enough, but I have no choice. I have to. I can't lose now. I need this. I can't. And then she's like, but I'm losing it. I give up. And then she just sits down and loses. Even though it was only like, since there's a timer there, assuming the timer's accurate, she only had to hold that squatted position for like 7 or 8 seconds. Yet she went through like this entire monologue, this entire fucking speech about how difficult the conditions were of just sitting in like a semi-squatted position for a while. Well, a while. 7 seconds. And then she's like, it's too much! Bang! And gives up. Contestants thought they were taking part in something fun, and those injured did not expect to suffer as they did. Now they've been left with injuries after spending time stuck in painful stress positions in cold temperatures. I really do wonder how long they had them out there for. Because assuming that the game was real, which I guess it wasn't, well, I mean, like, the game actually happened as it was supposed to, there's only a 5-minute time limit. So it couldn't have gone too much longer than that if they actually just played it out like a normal competition. But the whole thing is so fucking fake. So I'm guessing they might have been out there for hours to get the shots they wanted. I just skimmed through the Squid Game show and holy fuck. Oh no, I'm not exaggerating. It is awful. It is so bad. Oh man, yeah. It was terrible. I don't know why they even bothered. It would have been better if they just let them play out the Squid Game stuff, because at least then it would have been at least somewhat entertaining as just a game show. But here it's like this pseudo drama that is horribly done. It was a big waste of time. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't somewhat interested in watching episode 2. It ends on the weakest cliffhanger imaginable. And that's just almost impressive to me. They're choosing their shapes for the cookie game, and the cliffhanger is he going to go to the umbrella, or is he just going to options? But the main one you're going to see me exhibit today is anger. I got into a bit of a debate with a friend of mine today about what show has the worst ending, and just remembering some of these endings just got my blood boiling. You know, I couldn't help but just grit my teeth, get like real upset about it as I talked about how some of these endings ruined amazing shows. Now, obviously, I think the right answer for the worst ending of all time goes to Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was one of TV's most popular productions. Even just mentioning Game of Thrones and their ending is immediately causing a monsoon, so you can see even the Thunder Gods are upset about how that wrapped up. Of course, there are other shows with noteworthy, horrible conclusions, but Game of Thrones is the obvious, festering, oozing zit that we just need to pop right away. It is, I think, objectively the worst conclusion ever to anything. It killed the entire franchise and its relevancy forever. Think of other equally popular shows like Breaking Bad, which ended far before Game of Thrones, but it had an amazing ending, and Breaking Bad is still talked about constantly today. Whereas Game of Thrones, no one brings it up, except for Game of Thrones House of Dragon, and that's because it's brand new, but no one brings up anything about Game of Thrones anymore that isn't related to House of the Dragon. Like, it just doesn't happen because Season 8 was so horrible that everyone collectively wanted to forget it. We all came together as a society and tried to, like, hypnotize ourselves into believing that it wasn't real. Like a fucking Men in Black neuralizer trying to erase it from our memory. Even though Season 7 wasn't great either, Season 7 was when it really started to go downhill, but everyone huffed a lot of copium praying that Season 8 would redeem it. But instead it just publicly executed the franchise and Gangnam-style Fortnite danced on top of its corpse. It was disturbing how awful it was. Rest in peace, Game of Thrones. What's really interesting about it is there's an actual reason for why it sucked ass in the last 2 seasons and had a terrible finale. Like, you can actually pinpoint exactly the cause, the catalyst, for this eruption of shit. And it's because the showrunners, D&D, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, had just landed a Star Wars deal where once they finished Game of Thrones, they'd be working on Star Wars. And they were so excited, like kids on Christmas morning, they got Star Wars, that they decided to, throw away Game of Thrones. They were done playing with that toy, put it back in the toy chest so they could move on to something cooler like Star Wars. So HBO offered them more seasons to wrap up the series, but D&D decided they didn't want that. They decided to speed run it, and that's exactly what we got. A rushed, putrid pile of puke. They just vomited a bunch of nonsense and haphazardly threw it all together. It was like me back in high school trying to finish a writing project I hadn't started and get it all done the night before it was due. It was terrible. So bad, in fact, that even the actors were laughing about it before it aired, sarcastically calling it the best season ever, or just laughing about, it being disappointing. The actors also were pretty well aware that this was unsatisfactory and most people were going to be let down. And they were right. It was trash. It was truly terrible. And of course, a lot of people fell back onto the excuse of, it's not D&D's fault, this is what George R.R. Martin wrote. He gave them notes on where he wanted the series to finish, and they were just following his instructions. But you're wrong, you brain-dead Twitter zombie. That's not exactly the case, because if you'd use even the simplest amount of reasoning, you would realize that even if those plot points are exactly what George R.R. Martin wanted, I don't think he wanted them done in the span of a single episode. I'm assuming he'd want them built up. Because what happened in Season 8 is all of these plot points, all these big plot events, all happened within 1 or 2 episodes, whereas before it'd be 1 or 2 seasons. Think about how long it took them to get from point A to point B back in Season 5. They spent a whole season marching. Whereas in Season 7, they went from one side of the continent to the other in 1 episode. They sent a message and I guess all of a sudden they had fucking walkie-talkies or cell phones because they were able to communicate back and forth instantaneously and travel that fast too. They completely changed how things moved in the show by making it instantaneous transportation as well as information traveling instantly. And not only that, those plot points that happened in Season 8, they happened out of nowhere because they had no opportunity nor any effort to make them make sense. I don't even think it's the actual things that happen that people take issue with, it's the fact that they happen out of nowhere because they just took all of these big things and threw them into a fucking cauldron and brewed up this disgusting witch's potion of filth. It just didn't work because they tried to rush everything into a single fucking season. It was dumb. It was stupid. And then they tried to fall back on this whole, well, we subverted your expectations, didn't we? And in their defense, they're right. They did subvert all of our expectations by surprising us with how fucking horrible it was. And they even subverted their own expectations because this was so poorly received and killed the franchise in such a colossal way that D&D lost their Star Wars deal. And to this day, fucking 3.5 years later, they still have not had a big project that they have worked on. Neither one of them. This was so awful that it has effectively stunted their career for the last 3 years. Maybe it's ruined it forever. Their reputation certainly is in the shitter. I don't know how you come back from this because of how they handled Season 8 in particular, but Season 7 was also bad. So, you know, it's poetic, really. I got a little lost in the sauce here ranting about this show once again, but it is, I think, the absolute worst ending to anything that's ever been created. Now, I'd like to give a couple honorable mentions here. The first one going to The Promised Neverland. Promised Neverland is a manga and anime series with the first season of the anime being hailed as a masterpiece. It was widely praised by pretty much everyone that watched it, and Season 2 completely ruined it in a way I've never seen done before. I think it's the worst ending to any anime, as well as anything animated ever. It is super shitty. Unlike Game of Thrones, it's not even just the writing being bad and everything going wrong. This show stopped being animated. Season 2, the ending... Let me explain. So Season 2 follows the characters right after Season 1 where it leaves off. There's no, like, jumps or gaps or anything. But what ends up happening is by Episode 3, they decided, we gotta finish it quick. And it was so bad that the people that worked on it, the higher-ups that worked on Promised Neverland Season 2, had their names scrubbed from the project. You can't actually find some of the credits here because the people didn't want their name associated with it because they knew it was terrible. This was while it was airing, they took their names off because they knew how bad it was. It's beyond embarrassing. It's shocking how awful it was. So, aside from things happening where they'll just pull in characters to be like... It's hard to explain without spoilers, and I guess it's no reason not to. But a character you thought was dead in Season 1 comes back and he's like, actually, I'm not dead, and I actually found a way to kill every demon here. I came up with this nuclear potion here that'll kill every fucking demon that's ever existed and solve all of our problems. He doesn't explain how. He just has it. And he's like, I'm gonna kill all the demons. So then he goes and uses it on a village, and then's like, oh, maybe this isn't good. Maybe I don't want to kill all the demons. And like, good, I'm glad you didn't want to do that anymore. So then they go to like the main demon headquarters, they have a big victory there. But the manga continues for like fucking 10 more chapters or something, but they didn't want to for the anime. So what they did then, after their victory, they then did a 5 or 6 minute slideshow of like art where after we won here, we encountered hardship here with the demons. But then we won there, and then we won here. And then we made this portal to go between human and demon world, and we used it. And then we did that, and now we're in the human world and we're happy. And it's all explained in a post-narration and slideshow, like individual pieces of art that show it, not animated. It's so fucking laughably bad. It is regarded as the most disrespectful season of any anime ever because they completely gave up. They just threw in the towel and didn't actually give it any kind of care whatsoever towards the end of Season 2. And it showed. So yeah, definitely a very special catastrophe there. I don't even understand how it happened because The Promised Neverland was an absolutely massive success, so I don't know why they wiped their ass with it in Season 2 and fumbled it, but it is what it is. Now, one of the other endings that my friends pointed out, like I don't even know why I was being vague about it. This was on the podcast. I talked about it with Andrew, Jackson, and Kaya, though it was mainly just Andrew and I that were talking about endings because Jackson and Kaya also agreed with Game of Thrones, but Andrew brought up one that I didn't know, and it's How I Met Your Mother. So I looked into it a bit, and I completely agree this sounds like shit. I only watched a few episodes of How I Met Your Mother, but Andrew enlightened me on why the ending was so unbelievably horrible. Basically what happens is you spend the entire show wondering like, oh, who's the mom of all these people here? You know, it could be anyone, it could be Robin, it could be this and that, and you just have this guessing game. And then the show ends with it being like a completely different woman who's already dead, and then the guy goes to Robin anyway. So it's just like this totally worthless, like, haha, surprise! It wasn't who you thought it was going to be, but it still kind of is, as I understand it. Again, I didn't watch a whole lot of How I Met Your Mother, so I can't opine too heavily on it, but just the idea of that as like a gotcha thing, like, haha, you couldn't have expected it to be this woman who's already dead, did you? It just kind of makes me laugh. That does sound like shit. And looking into it, it seems like most people hated the ending but still like the show. And a show like How I Met Your Mother can get away with a bad ending because it's not so much about where it ends, it's more about the journey. Like, it's a comedy. You're having fun, you're laughing. But when it's a show like Promised Neverland or Game of Thrones, the ending is extremely important because the journey and the destination really matter. Like, yeah, you've had a lot of fun along the way, but you need to see how it all wraps up. Whereas here, you know, the main point is being comedic, so as long as you were laughing, it accomplished its goal. We also briefly mentioned the ending to Lost as well as the ending to Scrubs, both of which are very subpar and not appreciated by huge fans of the series. Again, in both of those shows, I only know a little bit about them. I only watched them on and off, so I don't have a strong feeling on either one. But we did all recognize that they have terrible conclusions and fans don't like them. But the only other show that I can strongly give my perspective on for a terrible ending is yet another anime, which I know, kind of weeby. I've listed 2 anime, but, you know, anime is notorious for having terrible endings. Like, I don't know what it is, but so many anime just have absolute fucking garbage finales. And that's the case with this show, Platinum End. But the difference is the whole show's bad. Platinum End is just not a good show at all, but the ending is special in how horrible it is. This I'm just going to fully spoil. So Platinum End is about choosing the next god. God's dying, need a new god. So some of the angels go out there, choose people, they compete to be the next god, and eventually they do come to a conclusion on who it's going to be. And it's a child who throughout the entire show has said numerous times that all he wants to do is die. Like, that's the main thing. He wants people to be able to die on their own terms and for him to die as well. And that's who they choose to be God. And what happens when he becomes God? Almost immediately into the job, like almost right after becoming God, he says, looks like these people don't need me. So he kills himself. And when he takes his own life, all of humanity ceases to exist. They all poof out of existence. Roll credits. It's fucking baffling how stupid it is, but that's the ending. It's so bad. It's so dumb. But the whole show's terrible, so it's not like it ruined a good show or anything. The whole thing was horrible, and it just had an even worse ending. So, yeah, just wanted to mention these things. I just got to talking about, like, bad endings to shows, so I just wanted to kind of rant about it. And a Saturday Night Live. What a fucking disaster. I made a video a couple years ago talking about how much I dislike Saturday Night Live. I truly believe it is one of the worst shows that still airs on TV. It's also a super weird show how when you bring up SNL, the immediate response from pretty much everyone is to remind you that it used to be good. Yeah, SNL blows asshole these days, but it used to be great. I've heard that for the last 20 years at least. I remember that was being said in high school. Yeah, Saturday Night Live's trash, but it used to be good. Heard it in middle school. It's bad now, but it used to be great. When the fuck was it ever great? You have to wonder, was it ever good at any point? The only time I ever liked SNL is when I was an actual child watching the Chris Farley and Adam Sandler stuff, and I used to watch the shit out of it. I loved it back then. Is that the last time SNL was good? Over 20 years ago? And if so, why the fuck do we still use that as some kind of defense for current SNL? It should have been taken off the air a decade ago. It's like a show written by your high school drama club as like a warm-up exercise that for some reason airs on national TV. It's so bad.
Hi, I'm Elon Musk, and I'm hosting SNL This Week with musical guest Miley Cyrus.
What's new with you, Elon?
I just did a successful rocket launch this week.
Wow. Well, I did my laundry.
Congrats.
Actually, no, I didn't.
I'm not here to be the taste police. If you like Saturday Night Live, you're a huge fan of it, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think less of you for it. Having shitty taste isn't a crime. It's fine. But I'm just confused at who actually laughs at the stuff SNL puts out there. Like what I just showed you right here, this sounds like someone that was rushed in a project for their theater class. It is the most low bar possible joke to make to get people excited for the upcoming episode. Granted, you don't have a whole ton of time to sell people on the comedy of it, but you could at least do a little bit better than the worst fucking jokes ever told here. And the Elon Musk episode in particular highlights everything wrong with it, in my opinion. So first of all, there's like a whole wild lore behind it because a lot of Dogecoin enthusiasts treated it like Christmas Eve yesterday. They were expecting Elon Musk to go on there and pump Dogecoin like a motherfucker, which would blast it through the roof, going well over $1. And then what ended up happening is it plummets. It drops, 40%? because of Elon Musk's appearance on SNL. So, I mean, Christmas was ruined there, but I don't know why they had that expectation. It's not like the octogenarians that watch SNL know what crypto or Dogecoin is, so it's not like they were going to start buying it just because Elon Musk mentioned it. I don't know who's watching SNL. I always expect it to be old people, but it looks like even the elderly generation that watches SNL in their retirement home by accident didn't enjoy Elon Musk's episode, and it looks like they also don't enjoy it in general, because I was perusing a lot of older people's Twitters because I was curious, like, who's the audience these days? Because it really feels like SNL doesn't even know who their audience is, whether it's old people that accidentally keep the channel on when this shit comes on, or children who aren't watching TV in the first place. I don't really know who it's geared towards. For example, the Wario skit. The Wario skit is something you would have seen on 2008 YouTube. This looks like a skit done by middle schoolers, as just something goofy fun between friends. Not something on a multi-million-dollar production level. In a nutshell, the Wario sketch is the Mario cast in a courtroom, and the comedy is they're all doing Italian accents and occasionally making video game sound effects. It's really like exactly what TikTok is, but done by old people that don't understand TikTok. TikTok humor like this, fucking horrible. This, even worse. And the big gut-busting side-splitter moment is when Wario accuses Luigi of having sex with Peach in front of everyone. Heh. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say this is exactly like what you would have seen in 2008 YouTube done by some kids. I'd like to show you the worst skit of the night. I'm not going to show all of it for obvious reasons, but I would like to show you a little bit of by far the worst moment from last night, and probably the worst moment of the year, really. It's the Gen Z hospital skit.
Bro, nobody's telling us anything. Is Bestie gonna be okay?
Nurse, we demand to know how our bestie is doing.
I'm sorry, bro. I told you I don't have that information yet.
Bruh, seriously?
I'm so pressed right now, bro.
Yo, if this doctor keeps leaving us on red, he's gonna catch hands on gang. No. Just give us the tea.
Okay, well, as you may have seen on her live, your bestie took a major L while driving her Hellcat.
Yeah, we saw.
We tried everything we could in surgery, and it was sus for a while. But we have your bestie on a machine.
It just hit different.
Yeah, especially since Bestie is my mom.
Yo, she's not just your mom.
She's all our work moms.
Exactly. But please, go off, King.
But she's actually my mother, bro. So it's like...
Admittedly, it's not that different from Attaway General, but this is just somehow 50 times more insufferable to sit through. I've spared you the majority of it and only hit you with a concentrated dose of it. This is like what would be enough to change Bruce Banner into the Hulk with this amount of radioactive waste here. It's fucking crazy. This gamma radiation from the overwhelmingly awful nature of this skit is baffling. I don't even know how to really explain it. Elon Musk, I don't think, was the reason SNL was so fucking horrible last night. I think the show in general is just this fucking bad. It's just everyone watched it because Elon was there and they were hoping it would be good for Dogecoin. So now everyone got exposed to this awful show and took notice of how bad it is. Though Elon Musk moves around like an animatronic in Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like he's deep-faked forever. Like, he literally moves around like a bad deep fake. I mean, I'm sure it was just nerves, but it was definitely something that stood out to me. Which is, I mean, it's not like it's making the skit any worse. In fact, it adds an almost human element to an otherwise robotically awful show. This show actually looks like it was written by Cleverbot if Cleverbot was tasked with writing a fucking horrible comedy show. It's all like this. Gen Z Hospital was the worst one of the night, but none of them were good, even remotely. There wasn't a single time where I even almost cracked even the slightest semblance of a smile. It is... I don't know, again, I don't know who the audience is, because adults, like old people, aren't going to watch this and start laughing, like pointing fingers, haha, look at goofy Gen Z. They're just not going to understand what's going on. And I can't imagine kids are going to watch this, because it's Saturday Night Live. Not going to turn on the TV to watch Saturday Night Live. They probably have never turned a TV on in their life. And why would they when they can get this same level of awful content right on their phones on TikTok? There's no reason for them to go to old people that don't even know what TikTok is to try and deliver the same, albeit somehow even worse experience. So I just don't know where they're trying to go with this. It's a completely misguided train wreck of a show that they also don't know what to do with, I imagine. It's fucking sad. Like, it's just like a sad thing to watch. And also, most insultingly of all, not only is it somehow even worse than TikTok humor, you get significantly less of it. You're mainly watching advertisements with a little bit of SNL in between. There's like a block of 9 minutes of SNL, and then a block of like 4 minutes of commercials, then like 6 minutes of SNL, then more commercials. Like it's crazy to me that this is how we used to digest entertainment, with this many commercials. You're watching just as much commercials in this like hour block as you are watching SNL. In fact, you're probably watching more commercials than you are SNL, because you probably fall asleep during a skit. Like, it's crazy. Like, that people still even watch TV when it's in this state. To go back and look at this with as many commercial breaks as it had is an insult to the viewer. There's no reason and no chance kids are choosing SNL over just going on their phones and watching TikTok, where it's pretty much advertiser free, and if there is an advertisement, you can usually skip it after 5 seconds, whereas here you can't skip it after 5 minutes of ads. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, just wanted to vent about it, because I subjected myself to the whole episode, hated it, and just wanted to again talk about why SNL is so trash. It's a staple in my household. We watched every weekend with the classics with Chris Farley, and so many memorable skits that still give me a boner just thinking about them. But nowadays, Saturday Night Live has become this unrecognizable abomination of what it used to be. Watching SNL skits is about as entertaining as getting a pop rock enema. This shit is just painful. I'd honestly rather watch a vasectomy than modern SNL skits. They're just so fucking bad, and I don't think there's a better example for it than Pete Davidson's recurring character Chad in all of his skits. I'm gonna go ahead and play a few snippets of him. His entire shtick is just saying okay, and that's really his only punchline. That's about all he says. It's the same thing every time. Here's a big build-up, and then Chad breaks it by saying okay. And people in the comments and people that watch SNL love it, like, oh, imagine if they said the world's gonna end and Chad just says okay. Ha 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 ha. That's really as simple as it is. There's nothing clever. There's nothing entertaining about it. It's like actually watching a 2008 YouTube skit from an amateur in middle school. It's exactly the kind of comedy that SNL is about these days, and I just don't get what happened. I'm just gonna play some of this shit for you.
Take me right now.
Okay.
But you can't.
Oh, okay.
I wrote this for you last night.
Oh, okay.
You can't say no to a game that you're already playing.
Okay.
And I'll know if you're cheating, Chad, because I'm watching you right now.
Okay.
A pretty little throat will get slit.
Slit.
How about we turn the patio light on?
Okay.
Now that is turbo comedy. I'm not taking shots at Pete Davidson. I actually think he's a talented guy, but SNL writers suck such fat asshole that this is the best they can come up with. It's like the head writer for these SNL skits is 2008's Fred from YouTube. I don't understand. And the comment section make me very sad because it's just quotes from the video and then how hard they're laughing about it. For example, when he said that he was being watched and Chad just said, okay, lost my fucking shit. I literally shit out of my goddamn fucking tits. I was laughing so hard. What a side splitter. I wouldn't care so much about how bad SNL is if it wasn't such an integral part to my childhood, which is honestly just sad. But, you know, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become Saturday Night Live, which is a fate far worse than death. I'll play another banger of an SNL skit for you from the Chad Chronicles here. So go ahead and spit in your hands and get ready to hit it raw. We're coming in.
$50. Sound good, Chad? Okay. All right. Do us bids coming, man? You got any hidden talents, Chad?
I made up a dance called the Doink Doink.
All right, let's see it.
Okay. Doink Doink, Doink Doink, Doink the Doink Doink Doink. Boing, 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 boing.
Yeah, the classics. That really just kind of puts modern SNL in a nice nutshell. That's the level of comedy they're working with these days. It's such a fucking shame. I think SNL sucks ass real hard these days. It literally just gargles straight urethra. I don't know how it's still popular. I don't know who the audience is anymore when you have skits like all of Chad's where it's just okay and then doink doink or whatever. It's fucking unreal. It's downright painful. But, you know, to each their own. I just wanted to vent about it because I came... For some reason, YouTube keeps fucking recommending me SNL skits because I'm guessing they're paying for it. But goddamn, I clicked on a couple. It is all so goddamn bad and I just needed to vent. And I'm sorry. if you like SNL for your bad taste.